Hello, Facebook. How are you, my loves? I am really excited to be on live with you tonight and share my new program with you. So I'm just going to give it a second, which I don't normally do, but this is such a powerful live. I want to wait till people get on. Hey, Sarah. Hi, Alyssa. That I want to share with you the birthing of this new program. And I'll be honest with you, I really hesitated in even launching this because of everything going on. Because I didn't want to feel like I was being, hello, say hi as you come on. I didn't want to feel that I was being insensitive to everything that's going on with, we already know what's going on, right? And what's up, hair? So I almost didn't launch. I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't because everything's going on. I don't want people to think I'm being insensitive or anything like that. And then what immediately I felt after that from my spirit team was, you have to launch. Like, this is your mission. Light workers, the change is needed now. And women need, hey, Ashley, hey, Alyssa, the spaces to go into so that they can begin to heal or step into their power, or all these different really beautiful magical things that happen when you enter a container. Hi, Emily. And so this is why I still decided to launch, was because this work is needed now more than ever. And I'm really excited to share with you what Rebel Goddess is. So let me just start off by sharing that the Rebel Goddess is the woman who's been through it. The woman who feels those darker emotions of the anger and the sad and the overwhelm and the impatience and the gritting her teeth out of wanting to pull her hair. It's not because her heart isn't big. It's actually that she's given so much of herself. And this is so much of my story. This is so much, right? Everything I create is of everything I've been through and the way that I've worked it to my advantage, the way I've taken the pain or taken the overwhelm or taken the heaviness and taken kind of the walls caving in and built something from my life, built something for my life from that rubble, quite honestly. And so for me, the Rebel Goddess has been a lifetime in the making, but really probably the last decade of beginning to own my power, stopping people pleasing, learning to say no, and tapping deeper into my sensuality, my sexuality, and letting those darker emotions exist. The anger, the frustration, the overwhelm, and not letting ourselves feel shameful because those are the emotions we're experiencing. But rather acknowledging that these emotions are coming up, and instead of resisting them, they're coming up to be felt and released, and they're medicine for us. And when we're resisting these emotions, these darker emotions, these bad feelings, we're resisting our wild woman. And so when you think about the wild woman comes out and she's unapologetic, right? This is who I am, and take me or leave me. But I have a mission. I'm true to myself, and I'm not going to veer from what feels true for me in order to please you anymore. And that is so what I've been through my whole life. I was such a people pleaser and couldn't say no to anybody, and didn't want any confrontation. I'll just avoid it. Unapologetic. Yeah. And unapologetic being, you know what? I'm actually sick of my own shit. I'm sick of my own ways of playing small. I'm sick of my own excuses. I'm sick of telling myself that something can't happen because of who I think I'm not. Hello. Thank you, Nicole. I love you. Hey, Megan. And so the Rebel Goddess, that's your wild woman. And so it begins to stir these lower chakras. It's a journey of the chakras for sure. Your root chakra, that really feeling safe and grounded. And then that second chakra, that sensual, sexual creativity, where we give birth, right? And this program is an invitation to your dark and messy. And it's an invitation to color outside the lines. And it's the invitation to go into the caverns within, the deep caverns within that everything and everyone told you was bad. Be a good girl. right? Be a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets. Don't you dare show or fly your freak flag outside where people can see it. Whatever that means for you. It might just be that you're silly, right? It doesn't mean that like maybe you're this really off the wall, but whatever you have ever, like whatever it is that you have felt that made you different, that you wanted to hide a little bit, we're letting her out. Because it is time, and that is the rise of the divine feminine. That is the rise of the trusting the unknown, right? And that is so much. People are already messaging me. I'm getting messages. That is so much of the space that we're in right now, which is also why I decided to still launch, which is why I decided to step in my own apologeticness of knowing this program is powerful. Right? Rise, Sister, Rise. Yes. Such a good book. If you've never read it, by Rebecca Campbell. But we've got to do it by honoring our womb, by holding our womb and laying down our walls and stopping the building up of not letting people in, but letting down the walls in a way that we know we're safe because of who we are. Right? And like I said, it's a journey of the chakras, and it's a journey of letting your body move and getting loose within your body. This is the wild woman. There's a rewilding that happens when you do this. You're basically burning fucking everything down that does not feel good anymore. Whether it's people, places, things, habits, patterns, like the monsters of worry, the monsters of control that are like, well, we can't trust the unknown, right? Like I'm saying, that's what we've been going through. We're in this deep, deep unknown right now. Like we don't know what is going on. And some people are going crazy because of it. And some people, the rebel goddesses, are just steady in who they are because they know they're always going to be okay. They're not worried. I'm not worried because I know my essence. Right? And I know the earth's essence, and I know I trust the collective, and I trust source, and I know what responsibility looks like, right? And I also know what following my truth looks like and feels like, and I didn't know that for a really long time. You guys, it wasn't even 6 weeks ago that I was in a puddle of tears for 4 days straight. Like, what is going on within me? I don't know what's happening, right? And this is the journey of the rewilding. This is their wild woman wanting to come out. This is the rebel goddess wanting to be seen and felt and heard. She will pull you down into the caves until you stop and you look her straight in the eye. And you're like, what do you want? What do you need? What is going on? And she's like, I have stuff to say. And we have stuff to do. And you've been playing small. You have been in your worry and in your insecurity for so long now. I'm not letting you go there anymore. Because if we're going to change this world, we've got work to do. And we are showing up. And that is what ends up happening. So you get pulled down into these dark emotions and you think that they're bad. But they're not. They're the invitation. The wild woman is pissed. She wants to come out because she is what takes you to your next level. The rebel goddess, when we think about rebels in society, rebel women, we kind of, we're fascinated by them, right? But we also step back from them because we don't want to be involved in what seems messy and dark because it feels scary, because it's unknown, because what's wrong with her? When really the rebel woman is the one who is reclaiming her truth. Who would you be without all the layers? Who would you be right now? Who is the woman that you would be? What was your 2-year-old self like? Was she sassy and bossy and knew what she wanted? And then life began to layer you up, shell you up, wall you up. You got hurt. You're afraid of disappointment. You're afraid of feeling disappointed. You're afraid of feeling all of these things. And so you stuff them down. You keep them aside. And then you're like, okay, yes, I'll do this because if I do this, then people will like me or accept me, or I'll feel good. I'll feel seen. I'll feel like I matter. I'll feel magnetic. The wild woman, the rebel goddess, doesn't fucking care. And it's even that actually she cares so much that she has no other like mission than to show up exactly who she is. Right? And she's like, I always think of like Avatar when she shows her teeth, and she's not sure, she's like, she hisses, right? And she's not hissing because she is fearful. She's hissing because she's so powerful. She's giving you warning of what is to come if you don't get out of her way. And this is the rebel goddess. The rebel goddess is ready to walk with her fear. It's not that she's not scared. It's that she says, you know what? All right, fear, come here. Let's lock arms because I'm going, but I'm not going to let you pull me back anymore. So we might as well journey together. We might as well do this together because I am sick of letting my fear stop me. And I'm telling you, like, puddles of tears, and you'll be pulled into these dark caverns and you won't know what's going on, but that's safe. That's actually a really safe space to allow yourself to move through these darker feeling emotions, to see the rebirth on the other side, to see the freedom on the other side. Yeah, thank you, Aislinn. Hi, Rena. Hey, Andrea, how are you? The rebel goddess goes through periods of waiting, right? This feeling of waiting, like, what is next? What is happening? I don't know what's happening. And there's a feeling of frustration, right? This feeling of like overwhelmed frustration, tension, so much tension. But the waiting, the rebel goddess acknowledges that the waiting is actually her medicine, her power. Thank you. Hey, Rena. Right? And it's not being forced upon you. It's you actually utilizing the energy to process and feel and get messy and move your body and shake your hair and your head and show up so raw. Hey, Jess, how are you? It's the self-pleasure and the screaming and the tantrums and writing letters and letting the world know how you feel, even if you don't direct it to the person at hand. It's releasing that inner shit, right? So you can trust yourselves again to totally open up even more to yourself first, and then eventually maybe your partner, if that's what feels right for you. The rebel goddess knows that she can receive whatever she wants despite feeling messy. And the messy isn't, what would the word be? The messy isn't unplanned. It's the coloring outside the lines. There's a very deep divine plan in the mess. And it's allowing herself to feel that mess, but knowing that it's her medicine, that she is in her masterpiece. She's a masterpiece in the making. Right? So Frankie said, it's crazy that you're talking about this because you're on Taylor at Walmart and she gave me an opportunity to pour out on her. My goddess is let's get it, woman. Yes. That's how it becomes. That's your inner wild woman. That's like, I am actually now staking my claim. No longer am I waiting for life to happen for me. No longer am I like, well, I'll just keep being nice and sweet and good things will happen for me. No, actually, I'm going to start claiming this is what I want because this is who I am and the universe will deliver, right? And doesn't that feel better? Yeah, women are feeling this all over like, yes, Ashley, that's why this is resonating, of course, because we're sick of being a victim of our own life, right? I don't mean victim like you're constantly like, woe is me, but maybe there's these little spaces of victimhood. I know I have felt that of where I'm still like, yeah, but nothing, like those things don't happen for me. They happen for everybody else. No, actually, because they decided it happened for them, I'm deciding it's happening for me. Whatever it is, whatever that means for you, right? It's no more apologizing. Think of all the subtle ways that you say, hey, can I have this? Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. And you say, I'm sorry. Like we say, I'm sorry all the time. The rebel goddess is no longer apologizing. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Casey. The rebel goddess is done apologizing. And not because she's cruel, but because she knows she has nothing to apologize about. Right? There's nothing to apologize about. Asking for what you want, claiming what you want, because your heart is so big. That's the thing. We've overgiven so much that we now come back to center and realize that it's in our being that we're people pleasing. We don't actually have to do anything. Yeah, no longer apologizing. It's who we are that pleases the people around us. And it's better to take care of us because I'll tell you what, your partner cares more about how you feel than what you look like, but it's up to you to take care of how you feel, right? And so we get an overwhelm and we start to take things out on our partners or our loved ones or our kids or, you know, whatever it is, because we're not honoring the tension. We're not saying, what is this tension? What is this buildup wanting to show me? And so we've never been taught, that's the thing, is that we've never been taught how to utilize this. Thank you for all the hearts. We've never been taught how to actually utilize our moon time, our periods, and this cyclical energy. We haven't been taught that that's our power, that's our inner force, right? And that it's not always about getting the gold star. Like, how many times in your life have you felt like, if I do this right and I check this box and I get a gold star, what is this buildup wanting to show me? Yes. What is this buildup? What is this tension wanting to show me? There's something on the other side of it, but you can't keep resisting it or it'll keep fighting you. You've got to get in it. Be with the tension. Sit with the tension. Stare it in the eyes. You're going to have the tantrums and the tears and the frustrations, but it's all of a way that you're accessing that inner, like, this is like, I'm always like dancing because that's my inner wild woman. She likes to just like, even this morning I was just like dancing and not like, just uninhibited, right? Hey, Shelby. Yes, our partner cares more about how we feel than what we look like. It's our job to take care of how we feel. Thanks, Jess. Hey, Jordan. How are you? You know, there's so many times in my life I felt like if I checked the right box, I was going to get the gold star. And if I didn't do something right, I didn't get a gold star, which was just an illusion, which was something I set up for myself because my childhood said, if you're nice and you're kind and you just say yes, even if you want to say no, and you don't ask for what you want because you don't want to inconvenience others, then you get the gold star because everyone around you is happy, even if that means I went without. I'm no longer going without. Women, we are no longer going without. We are no longer saying yes to things we want to say no to. We're no longer going to allow ourselves to take care of everyone else around us thinking, okay, well, now maybe I'll be seen. The rebel goddess demands to be seen, but not from a place of angry at anybody else, but a place of knowing her worth, knowing her value, her deep value, her power, and not hiding from her own power. The rebel goddess, like before you step into this and you let her lead you, it's as if you're afraid of your own power. And you're afraid of claiming your own power because what will people think, right? And that doesn't really go away. You just move with it. You say, well, I do care what people think, and I'm not going to let it stop me anymore because I have a mission. This is my job, whatever it is, right? Whether you're a business owner, a teacher, a massage therapist, a coach, you work at a retail store, we need your magic. And we need you to step into your rebel goddess, because what she does is she's your boss bitch, right? She's the woman who says, all right, listen, you've been playing small, you're crazy talented, you're gorgeous, and you're not acknowledging that part of you because you're afraid of appearing stuck up, or you're afraid of, being too powerful that people are going to think you're not nice. There's all these fears that we've been led to believe are true. And so your rebel goddess is like, let's go. We're doing this now. We're leading ourselves. We're doing the work, right? I'm getting messages, so I'm like looking. So, and it's not resisting the mess. Like I said, it's being in it. And I'm just so genuinely excited to share this with you because this has transformed my life. So if you're a woman that's ready to truly allow yourself to move with these darker emotions versus suppressing them, because when we suppress them, they're toxic. When we suppress feeling anger, resentment, sadness, deep sadness, right? We don't even know why we're sad. Sometimes you might be crying, like, I don't even know why I'm crying. I'm so like, what's wrong with me? Nothing. Your wild woman, your rebel is wanting to come out to help you express more of who you are. And like I said earlier, hey, Rebecca, hey, Caitlin, hi, Derek. Who would you be if you didn't have all the layers of who you think you should have been, right? Who would you be? Thank you, Aislinn. Thank you. My 2-year-old self, she knew what she wanted, right? And if I didn't have all of these layers and these traumas that happened, and I played small and tried to just gently tiptoe around my life and those that I love because I didn't want to upset them anymore and I just wanted my gold star, I would have never had to move through this stuff. So I'm grateful for it, and I'm also done with it. And that's how you're going to feel. You're going to show up unapologetically versus hiding and waiting for permission. You're waiting for a permission slip. And while you may not logically, like, you're like, no, I'm not logically, I'm not. Underneath, if you tune in, you probably are. And if you are, this is what we're going to walk through, right? Waking up that inner force, that inner sensuality and sexuality. And it's that is your magic. That is your creativity. That is the calling in, the beckoning of your desires, right? Like you're calling in all that you want, rooted in, because I get it. Because I said I wanted it, and the universe now delivers. Versus, well, I really want it. I've been doing really good. I checked all the boxes, and so it should happen, right? Different energy, right? Can still both heart-based. And so we're going to uncover and undress, deeply undress. We're going to rewild. We're going to burn down the stuff that is just not working anymore, right? We're going to burn that down. Not because we're shameful of it. Not because we're like, oh, I'm guilty. I want to hide this part of me too. No, but because we're stepping in. This is a rebirth. Just like when a snake sheds its skin, it's a rebirthing of sorts. And this is what the rebel goddess is. And so if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I'm feeling this, like, I'm feeling this in my belly. I'm feeling this call. I've been feeling this way too, but I don't really quite know how to continue with this energy, with this forward movement. I know that this is what I want, but I don't quite know how to move through it so that I do get to the other side, and so I don't stay stuck in, well, I want it, but like that tiptoeing again of like, I want it and I'm staking my claim, but oh my gosh, how do I do it? I don't even know how. This is where I come in. I will show you the how. I'm with you every step of the way. I hold you close because I know this work. I've done this work. Oh, it has been at least a decade in the making. And now I know what it feels like to feel this in your bones, to literally feel so good in who you are that you are no longer there's been times that I've asked and I have asked, hey Lex, living in Florida, maybe we're not totally dressed fully when we're leaving the beach and we have to run in somewhere. Like, hey babe, do you think this is okay to wear in here? Actually, I don't have to ask him anything, right? I don't have to ask anybody anything because I know what feels good for me. And I trust myself that I know what's appropriate, right? It's not like the rebel goddess isn't in your face inappropriate just to get a reaction out of you. She's just really steady in who she is. She's steady in her power. And so she doesn't need to ask permission. She knows, nope, I'm good. This feels good for me. And anybody else that's uncomfortable in my presence and in the way that I show up is no longer my problem. Because I've overgiven for so long, I'm going to give back to myself. And the more I give back to myself, the bigger my heart is. So the rebel goddess is like so heart-based, but so rooted. Like when you think of the goddess and you think of the queen on the throne, they're so full of love, right? They're the nurturer, they're the lover, they're they're kind of the joke teller, and don't mess with me either. Their boundaries, like your boundaries are set, and the thing is nobody will even want to cross them or even dare to cross them because you will energetically have placed them so strong that I've even had friends tell me this recently, like, I don't even want to call you for advice because you're so good at what you do. I never want you to think that I'm trying to overstep into your work. And that's because I've set really clear boundaries, energetic boundaries on what my work is over what my friendship is, right? And not that I'm not there for my friends, but that's the rebel goddess. Is she set her boundaries so clear people think twice before they might use you, and it won't even happen. But then they're like, you're so generous because you're so heart-based. It's just that you're not over giving from depletion anymore. And there's a big difference. There's no interest in people pleasing anymore or any of that. So the rebel goddess, you all, I have made this very accessible. Like I said in the beginning, I almost was like, oh, do I even launch? Like, yeah, I do, because this is what's needed And I consulted in meditation and prayer and my coach and a couple really close friends. And it was like an overwhelming, put this out there. This is needed. Women everywhere will benefit from this, right? And these are tools that you get forever. So that when you're feeling the tension and the buildup of, especially your moon time, right? Like you're premenstrual and you're like, everything's agitating and everything's like leave me alone, don't touch me, don't look at me. But rather than responding that way, you actually realize what you need and what you can do to take care of. Because what it is it's this really creative energy that's coming up and bubbling before your bleed, before you go inward. Right? And that's so powerful. That's so powerful for yourself and for relationships, that you no longer become a victim to how you feel. You no longer feel disempowered in how you feel. Right? And you might be feeling like you feel misunderstood and you don't know how to use the power for yourself. But what if I taught you how? And this is what we're doing. We're taking this pressure and this anger and this tension and we're activating it through acknowledging it. And so I would love for you to join me. I'm so excited to hold this space for you, and I've got you. This is really, really deep work that we're doing. And so if you're wondering if you're taking the right steps, this is where I come in and help you. And this is where the Rebel Goddess and we come together as a tribe. And it's 4 weeks. It's a lunar cycle, so basically 28 days. We start on April 7th, the full moon in Libra. And we end the beginning of May with the full moon in Scorpio, which is like so potently powerful. Scorpio energy is so like sensual and sexual and mysterious and unapologetic. It's so, I couldn't have even planned this. Like, that is the energy you will be stepping into and letting her lead you with that Scorpio full moon in May. And so if you want more information and you want the details to the sales page and to see what the modules are about and to get just more like, what is this? Message me. Early bird is now. So I know, so divinely timed. You can't plan that stuff. I love it. So I've had clients before saying, I've signed up with you and I didn't even fully understand what I was getting, but I would do it again and again and again. And that's the thing about when you sign up for programs, like I could lay out every little thing for you. I could tell you, week 1, we're going to do this. And then day 1, and then day 2, I'm going to give you this journal prompt. And then day 3, we're going to move through this ritual. And you're still not going to fully understand what you get until you say yes for yourself. Like yes to yourself. And so I'm not putting my sales page link out there because I want you to decide what you want and I want you to ask for what you want. So if you want to receive more details, just message me. Like I said, I've made this extremely accessible. You know I will, Rena. I will message you the sales link ASAP. I've made it really accessible because I know it's so important. This work is important and it has transformed my life. And just getting in tune with your own rhythms is priceless, women. It's priceless and we need this right now. This is a lot of kind of why we are where we are, is because more women have been playing small because we've never learned that it's okay to show up in our power, because for so long it wasn't, but now it is. Now it's okay. Now we're not turning back. So if you're ready to undress, unlayer, go to the depths of what's in your heart's desires, and if you're not afraid to feel these darker emotions and let them move you into the woman you want to be, DM me. I will send you the sales link. You can ask me any questions. No pressure ever. But I promise you, these 4 weeks, we start on April 7th. So it's plenty of time. But if you're wanting to get in on early bird, like you're already like, I don't even need to know anymore, just sign me up. I want to save $111. Oh, Ashley, you're one-on-one, so you're already in, sister. I want to save. I just know I'm not going to procrastinate. I'm going to receive what I want. I'm not going to procrastinate. I'm going to say yes to myself. Let's do it, Fallon. Message me. And if you are also like, oh, I need to think about it, that's okay too. Message me and I'll send you all the information. I love you. I see you. I honor you. Thank you. I'm so excited to be sharing Rebel Goddess with you and to meet you all on the other side. My wings. Oh, it's so funny. I can't wait to hear from you. I will be watching my inbox, sending you so much love. Bye.